suit checking.
Oh boy. Party boy Josh Sharp. Ladies and gentlemen.
Apologies.
Let's give it up for our next guest. Here he is, the man with the voice of Madonna and the face of Medusa.
He's going this way, he went that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Guercio.
It's important to set this at the height that you are, so I'm gonna take a minute. That's great. That's great. What a night, you know. I feel like it's a night that no one wants to end. We got such a great dais of comedy notables over here. They're wiping their hands off, and they've worked hard. And I want everybody to give them a round of applause. You know, Langan Kingsley's here. Obviously, we just heard her speak. She's an amazing woman, amazing performer. You know, Langan doesn't know this, but I actually sat behind her at a dentist office once. And you know, I go up to get my form to fill out. She's already filling out hers, but I fill out mine, and you know, I'm done in maybe 1-2 minutes. Langan proceeds to fill out her form for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And I'm looking, and she doesn't have any like weird pre-existing conditions or anything. She's literally just making sure that everything is correct. I'm sorry, and you know, and I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to creep her out or anything like that. But I'm thinking, Langan, you know, we're not buying a house here. If you mess up a word, I just feel like if she messed up a word, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. We also have Ryan Haney here. Who I love. Now, Ryan, this is a little bit about Ryan. You know, now, Ryan doesn't know this, but I actually saw him on a boat once. And you know, just up there on the Long Island Sound. And I'm out fishing, and he's out fishing, and I see him, and I'm just about to wave, and I see him, and he's got his shirt off, very similar to right now. He's got a shark tooth necklace. You know, he's got a Bud Light Platinum and a lit cigarette in one hand. He's got one of the biggest cell phones I've ever seen in my life in the other hand. And I'm thinking, Brian, we're out here to fish. You gotta put your line. I mean, what I'm saying is, you gotta put your line in the water if you want to catch a fish. I mean, I had already caught a couple of fish, and I had started to yell at him, but he couldn't hear me because of the boat engines. Listen, I want everybody here to listen to a couple of the names we got here, because you know, we got Haney, what do we got? Kingsley, Gaby, and I'm waiting for Sleepy and Doc. So I feel like it, I just feel like it'd be like the Dwarves. Which is well, it's not a polite thing to say, but it's how I feel. So Fox.
Yeah, you got Sleepy and Fox.
Okay. Daniel Fox is here. Dan Fox, he doesn't know this, but I was actually in a dentist's office with him, and he, you know what, he came. I wasn't there the whole time he was there, but he went in when I was still waiting, and I swear he must have been out in 3 minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I mean, just some of the, you know, he struts out like a peacock with a new feather. After 3 minutes, and I'm thinking, the list of things that I'm thinking that he might have done in there in 3 minutes is just hilarious. And you know, I'm thinking of BJ. Like he was either giving or getting a BJ, which I think it's not probable, but it's something that I thought was like a funny, like a way that, like, that would be a funny way to spend his time in there. Red Velvet, you fat fuck. You fat pastry fuck. That's a joke. I had a really weird moment with Red Velvet and his wife and kids earlier. And I don't mean to tell stories out of school here, obviously, or get you in trouble. But we were backstage, before the show, and we're talking, and this is the first time I've ever met your wife and kids, and so lovely, well-spoken, obviously, just amazing people, and, they go away to go get in their seats, we're backstage doing everything we need to do to prepare, and before I could say anything, before I could say, God, it was so nice meeting your family, they're so lovely, and everything like that, before I get any words out of my mouth, he looks at me in the eyes, and he says, I don't eat pussy. And I'm thinking, what? What? I just met your wife and your kids. I don't want to know what you do in the bedroom or anything like that. I was about to say like how amazing they are. And it just and it makes you think about maybe their relationship, and I know this is sort of happening on stage right now, and I didn't mean it. I didn't mean for it to go that direction. I think he was making a joke. Red Velvet actually, he actually originated at the Waldorf Astoria here in New York. Usually I get a round of applause there. The truth about Red Velvet is he's been inside so many rich women. Dan Fox is going to go home and jerk off in a pool boy outfit. Just thinking about it. Red Velvet, you've killed thousands of people. Be it diabetes or obesity, you represent sort of the decadence and greed of the bourgeoisie, as so many in this world go to bed hungry. You are a drug, an addiction, but I wouldn't be up here doing this for anybody else. I need you to know that. I mean, we've been through some, I'm not going to say your wife is still here, and I've probably already got you in some hot water. But I want you to know that I love you. Baker's Club loves you. The Deus, I don't care what they said about you. They love you. And I think everybody here does. So if we could just give a round of applause. And as in tradition of all roasts, we're going to go ahead and let Red Velvet have his shot.
Oh no!
Just give it.